Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be taking another look at another G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. This is the Action Sailor Recon Diver from the 60th anniversary line of the G.I. Joe. Yes, G.I. Joe's turned 60. So in the same way as the Action Soldier they did, as you can see, the packaging is very similar. You have the different pictures that they made. You can find them on their website when you order it. You have a few descriptions. Nothing much, of course. Again, this great packaging that I really like because you get to see everything that you get with this box. Now let's take a closer look at what do we get in the box. Of course, we get the stand. You may not see it. We get the sailor. We get a vest. We get extra head sculpt, we get his navigation underwater board, we get his machine gun, you get this backpack who is directly on him, you have this little engine for using as a propeller system, this is the palms, you have the respirator system, you have of course his spear gun, you have the silencer, you have his pistol with extended mags, of course you get his dog tags, you get a knife, and you get an ammo clip or some TNT, depending what you want to call it. Now again, like for the Action Soldier, we have Hasbro is doing a lot of rehash, and we're using a lot of the gears. As you can see, if you have some of the G.I. Joe Classified, you will know that the backpack, the flippers, the spear gun, these are all parts from Torpedo. Of course, the machine gun is also from Torpedo. The pistol, you can find it with Stalker and also with Snake Eyes. So, of course, this could be attributed to Snake Eyes. This also goes with Torpedo. So, as you can see, in reality, you don't have much new gear. You will have the vest, who's new. Of course, there's some really interesting things. Of course, you have the different pouches. Of course, you have a little nice detail on here, on his wrist info, and as you can see, you have two different head sculpts if you want to make him an African American swimmer or a Caucasian swimmer. So this is the things. Now let's gear him up. Now this figure does have some interesting parts about him. Now I personally find the pistol part here is very challenging, because I found the best way to put it in is this way in. The other way doesn't work that well, but you really have to push it in hard to really make it go in all the way. So here, of course, we're going to put the pistol in here. As you can see, there's some really great features. I like the hooks behind, of course, because you can just hook up the flippers behind him. Also, it does put it as a bit problematic if you put on the backpack on him, because you can see that they get a bit in the way, but otherwise they're not so bad. Of course, you can clip the rifle in the same way you could do with Torpedo. And let's get this vest on also. Maybe going to remove his head first. Oops, this always comes out. So let's put the dog tags on. We put this on here. As you can see, this is what I'm saying. You really have to get this in deep. As you see, this is the part where it doesn't go in so good. You really have to push it in so that you can really fit the vest back on over here, and it really holds in place. Let's put the head back on, and let's hook this back in. Oops. And where is this rifle? And here we catch it. So do like this. You have the little hole here. You should pop it in, and then you should do that. And here is your figure nearly all geared up. As you can see, the figure itself looks pretty great. The way it's done, I find it really efficient. I think this is another great army builder, maybe not as good as the Action Soldier. We'll be getting into the point about it. Of course, it's a bit special. You will understand. I'm going to show you what I mean by that, because I'm not a big fan of something they did for this figure. The thing is, let's say if you want to make a shipwreck version, so take the head of shipwreck, so it kind of fits, but when I'm looking at it, and you're looking at the figure, he looks to have a huge head compared to the rest of the outfit, and the head doesn't fit that well in. Of course, if you take the Duke, whoops, you see, doesn't even fit in, but he looks like he lost his neck. And if you take the head of Stalker, it's nothing even better on that behalf. But let's take the head of Snowjob. As you see, you put it on, it looks weird. So as much as these heads work really well on the different figures, the other ones, this figure feels the fact that the suit is more tied up, the head really doesn't seem to fit. So this is why I'm thinking that this one maybe not as a popular version of this figure for an army build as the Action Soldier is. Let's see with Stalker. I mean, yeah, it's, as you can see, it looks like the body is not well proportioned towards the figure. So I'm really thinking that this one maybe not. As I said, look, you have the impression he has no neck. It's really not so great on that behalf. So my final thoughts, and what do I believe the value is for this figure. As I said, this figure is also from 2024. It hasn't been put in clearance. I believe that it might end up in clearance due to the fact that the figure is available everywhere in the US, that every shop was selling it. So there's high chances that these may go on clearance. Now, of course, this puts it as maybe not so interesting as a collectible item, but for me the problem is why I don't think he's going to be as much as a collectible item than the other one. It's because the fact that you can't really army build with this figure. As I've shown you, the figure looks great, you can do some great stuff, but you cannot change the heads because it looks ridiculous. So this is for me a figure that's not going to be such in praise demand for the army building. The only army building you can do is you can take the Caucasian head or the African American head and just stick it on the diver. So personally, I think that for this reason, this figure does fail it on the army build. And this gets me worried about the other figures that should be coming out in this line. I don't know how they're going to pull off the Action Pilot, because that's not going to be either an army build. I guess maybe we will have to see with the Action Marine if that's going to work, but I don't know. I have a lot of doubts about it. So let's gear this guy up, and that's why I don't think it's going to have such a high value as a collectible item in the future. So you can pick some up when they go on clearance, because I believe that these will go in clearance due to the fact that you cannot army build them. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is a huge problem with this figure. Of course, you can maybe army build them if they're all in the diving suits, but the moment you pull off the mask, it means it's going to be a disaster. Now, personally, I would have liked to see, what's his name, Torpedo as well equipped as this. I mean, having all these accessories, they're nice, but overall, I don't think this figure is as great as the Action Soldier. So for that reason, I'm going to give this figure a 6 out of 10. So that's going to be it for my review. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. I'll be posting some pictures I'll be doing with these guys outside as soon as I have a few minutes to do that. And you can follow them on Facebook. I will have the link also for Instagram. You can find that in the description. So that will be it, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you.